Hello. Welcome back to another reaction on esports and one of the greatest channels I've ever seen of all time. Yes, and FL. But yes, that was scary and awkward. But yes, welcome to another esports reaction. This is one of the best channels I've ever reacted. This is like legit the best channel I've ever seen so far, and also there's some man named Nitro is back in town, boys. That's right. He's back. He's back. He's back. Okay, I need to stop saying that. But yeah, right now we're reacting to this video right now, and yeah, if you're new to the channel, leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any video. Let's go.
Nitro is back on Team Liquid, and he had a lot to say about his time in Valorant, as well as his decision to return to Counter-Strike. So today, we're coming at you with a quick and juicy one about the biggest player to ever return from the Valorant hinterlands. At least so far. Grand Slam winner, legendary NA IGL, Team Liquid fan favorite. There are a lot of ways you can describe Nitro, but Valorant Pro is no longer among them. On Sunday, Team Liquid announced that Nitro had returned to their Counter-Strike roster. But it was hardly a surprise. Back in November, upcomers George Geddes reported that Nitro was thinking about his future and considering a return to Counter-Strike. Now, in an interview with Team Liquid's Austin Ryan, Nitro confirmed that he hadn't made any decision until December, but now that he has returned, we've got a lot to talk about. First, his time in Valorant. Nitro joined 100 Thieves alongside Team Liquid alumnus Hiko, and they put up some pretty good results. They won First Strike NA, which was the biggest tournament for the region up until that point. They also placed first at a later Challengers qualifier. They also played one of the most exciting series in the game to date, and if you missed our video on it in our Every Second Count series, you should go check that out. But basically, their accomplishments weren't exactly jumping off the page. They were a solid team with a wealth of experience in the genre, but true dominance wasn't ever really in the conversation, especially once international play became more common. In that Liquid interview, Nitro also mentioned that there were a couple players where he had to be a little bit more hands-on than he was used to, and that was sort of a sore spot. And it seems like it was the PGL Major that reminded him of his love for the game that gave him his career. But the question is now, how is this new look Liquid going to perform? As we saw with the previous incarnations of Team Liquid CSGO, appearances can be deceiving. They were one of the weakest teams in the early online era, stringing together basically nothing but losses, except for their first place win at ESL Pro League Season 11 Finals, which of course had just been moved online. Then Nitro left in August 2020, Twist went to FaZe, and Grim and Fallen were brought in as replacements. The team still looked excellent on paper, but that incarnation failed to win any legitimately big events, though they did have some podium finishes here or there. And the scariest part about it is that it seems like there's still no answer to the question of why. From the Liquid interview with Nitro, quote, "We won a Grand Slam on LAN, then we go lose to a nobody team online. So it's like, what the hell's going on, Liquid? I don't know, dude. There's no solution. It's just how we are. It's hard, it really is. Then the fans look at you and they're like, why don't you just play the same? It's not how it works." So, can this new Liquid team do any better? Well, Elysia and Nav are obviously very familiar with Nitro, but with OC as their new Opper and CS legend G.O.X joining the squad, it really remains to be seen. It seems doubtful that Nitro would ever have to micromanage G.O.X, who has a storied career in the game and has even tried IGLing in the past. OC, on the other hand, is a 22-year-old Opper who you may know from Extra Salt, and while he put up some pretty great results there, it remains to be seen how he'll integrate into a roster with players that are this accomplished and experienced. Nitro said in the interview that he thinks the team has top 5 potential, but that they might need some work to get there. That seems fair to me, but since the online era began, Team Liquid's rosters have seemed better than they've actually played. And now, with everything that's happening, consistent LAN play seems far from certain. But there's one last thing I want to talk about. Unlike many people who enjoy the constant back and forth of Valorant versus CS, Dimitri, I actually enjoy both games. And I think that Nitro's time in Valorant has actually made him a better CS player. Sure, he's not going to be jet dashing around Inferno, although that would be pretty awesome if he could somehow do that. But think about it with me for a moment. He had to lead a team with new players, some of whom were very new to competition. He had to flex onto the op. He had to think about this game in its infancy, and he had to lead this team through a difficult time and mostly online. There are opportunities for growth there. Maybe you don't think that this Liquid roster is an instant major contender, or maybe you do, but I think we're going to see a hungrier Nitro than we did in summer 2020, and if you're a fan of NACS, that's a sight for sore eyes. By the way, every time you do a Canadian or American accent, it absolutely fucking destroys me. Like, I'm trying to place your accent, but it's actually in 16 different places or something, right? Because it's like, it's got too many like borrowed things from it. And yeah, that's, so I'm sure when I do British accents, like, people probably, like, who are actually from the UK are probably like, yo, that's not, like, there's no place for someone where a single person speaks British like that. Like, you know, like, there's no way. Sweet, okay.
But yeah, that is it for this reaction right now, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this reaction. That was freaking cool about how Nitro came back. I actually never heard of him before. Like, I did kind of hear like a little bit of it, but not watched many of these videos of him. But yeah, I heard that he's pretty good, but I need to know about him a lot more for esports tournaments and everything. I already know something about Simple. Simple's like one of the greatest of all time, not gonna lie. He's freaking good. But yeah, anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction right here. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and leave a comment down below, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos daily. And see you guys in the next video. Peace.